Stop buying pills. Right now in your medicine cabinet, there is a collection of plastic bottles, multivitamins, iron supplements, calcium pills, protein powder, vitamin C tablets. Each one costs you $15 to $30 a month. Each one promises to fill a gap in your diet. But let me ask you a simple question. Why are you swallowing concentrated powders made in a factory when there is a tree that contains all of them growing fresh in a single leaf? A tree that produces more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, more vitamin C than an orange, and more protein, gram for gram, than an egg. This is not a vitamin, this is a biological pharmacy, and it grows faster than a weed. Think about the logic of the supplement industry. They take plants, grind them into dust, compress them into pills, wrap them in plastic, and sell them back to you at a 3,000% markup. You are paying for the privilege of eating dead powdered food that was alive 6 months ago in a field somewhere. But what if you could just walk outside, pick a handful of leaves, and get the same nutrition fresh, free, and still living? In the 1940s, during the famine in India, the British government studied this tree. They called it the miracle tree. They documented that mothers who ate its leaves produced richer breast milk. Children who were starving came back to life. Entire villages survived because of it. And then, when the crisis ended, the reports were filed away. The tree was forgotten. Not because it stopped working, but because a population that can feed itself vitamins from a backyard tree is a population that stops buying pills. This is the story of the Moringa oleifera, the tree they erased from your memory. Welcome to Soil and Secrets. Let's destroy the myth of the multivitamin. You have been sold a story. The story says that modern life depletes you, that food is not enough anymore, that you need synthetic help. So you go to the store and you buy a bottle that says, Complete Daily Nutrition. You take 1 pill a day and you feel like you are doing something responsible. But look at the label. What do you actually see? A list of chemicals with names you cannot pronounce. Ascorbic acid, cyanocobalamin, ferrous sulfate. These are not foods. These are isolated molecules that were synthesized in a laboratory. Your body does not recognize them the same way it recognizes a carrot or a leaf. Studies show that synthetic vitamins are absorbed at a fraction of the rate of whole food nutrition. Most of what you swallow ends up in your urine, quite literally flushed down the toilet. You are paying $30 a month for expensive pee. Now let us talk about the moringa leaf. When scientists analyzed it in a laboratory, they were stunned. A single 100-gram serving of fresh moringa leaves contains 7 times the vitamin C of an orange, 4 times the calcium of milk, 4 times the vitamin A of a carrot, 3 times the potassium of a banana, and 25% protein, which is more than most cuts of beef. But here is the difference. These nutrients are not isolated chemicals. They exist in a living matrix of cofactors, enzymes, and phytonutrients that work together. When you eat a moringa leaf, your body recognizes it as food. It absorbs it completely. It uses it efficiently. It is the difference between swallowing a rock and eating a meal. And we are not talking about a rare, exotic plant that only grows on a remote mountain. Moringa grows like an aggressive weed. It is native to the foothills of the Himalayas, but it has been naturalized across Africa, Asia, and South America for thousands of years. In optimal conditions, this tree can grow 15 feet in a single year. You plant a seed or a cutting, and within 6 months, you have a harvestable tree. It laughs at drought. It survives in poor soil. It does not care if you forget to water it. While your tomato plants are wilting in the heat, begging for attention, the moringa is thriving, producing fresh leaves every single week. So if this tree is a biological miracle, fast-growing, drought-resistant, and packed with more nutrition than any supplement on the market. Why is it not sold at every garden center in America? Why do 99% of people have never even heard of it? The answer is the same reason you do not see perennial vegetables at Home Depot. A tree that feeds you vitamins for free for the next 20 years is a nightmare for an industry built on monthly subscriptions. Pharmaceutical companies do not profit from healthy people. They profit from deficiency. If you are low on iron, they sell you iron pills. If you are low on calcium, they sell you calcium tablets. But if you have a moringa tree in your backyard producing fresh, bioavailable nutrition every single day, you stop being a customer. You become independent. And independence is bad for business. Let me show you the math. A bottle of quality multivitamins costs about $25 and lasts 1 month. Over the course of a year, that is $300. Over 10 years, that is $3,000. That is just the multivitamin. Add in your vitamin D, your omega oils, your protein powder, your calcium supplement, and you are looking at $5,000 to $6,000 a decade. Now compare that to a moringa tree. A single packet of seeds costs $5. You plant it once. It grows for 15 to 20 years. It produces hundreds of pounds of fresh leaves. The return on investment is not just good, it is absurd. You are trading a $3,000 decade for a $5 seed. This is not gardening. This is financial warfare against the pill industry. But I need to be honest with you. There is a reason most people who try moringa for the first time quit after 1 week. It is not because it does not work. It is because they do it wrong. If you go online right now and buy moringa powder from some random supplement company, you are going to open that bag, take a spoonful, and immediately regret it. It tastes like dirt mixed with grass clippings and sadness. It is bitter, it is gritty, and it ruins whatever smoothie you try to hide it in. But here is the secret. You are not supposed to eat it like that. Dried moringa powder is a last resort for people who cannot grow the tree. It is emergency rations. The real power, the real flavor, the real nutrition comes from eating the fresh leaf. And when you eat it fresh, it tastes completely different. It is mild. It is slightly peppery. It has a flavor similar to spinach, but lighter, cleaner. You can toss it into a salad, blend it into a soup, or saute it with garlic like you would with kale. It is not punishment. It is food. Let's talk about what happens inside your body when you start eating moringa regularly. This is not a placebo. This is measurable biology. Moringa contains a class of compounds called isothiocyanates. These are the same sulfur-based molecules found in broccoli and cabbage, but moringa has them in much higher concentrations. Research shows that isothiocyanates activate a pathway in your cells called NREF2. This is your body's master detox switch. When it flips on, your liver starts producing more glutathione, the most powerful antioxidant your body makes. It is like turning on a cellular cleaning crew that sweeps out damaged proteins, neutralizes toxins, and repairs oxidative stress. This is why people who eat moringa regularly report clearer skin, better energy, and faster recovery from illness. It is not magic, it is biochemistry. But the most underrated benefit of moringa is not in the leaves. It is in the seed pods. These long, drumstick-shaped pods are a delicacy in Indian and African cuisine. When they are young and tender, you can cook them like green beans. But when they mature and dry out, the seeds inside become a water purification system. Moringa seeds contain a natural coagulant. If you crush them into a powder and add them to dirty water, the particles clump together and sink to the bottom, leaving the water clear. In rural villages without access to clean water, moringa seeds have saved lives. It is not just a supplement replacement. It is a survival tool. Plant a moringa tree, Water it once and watch as it transforms into a living pharmacy. If you are ready to replace your pills with leaves, subscribe to Soil and Secrets.